Joining me now is Shawn Khunkhun, President and CEO of Dolly Varden Silver. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a while, lots to catch up on. You have a lot of acquisitions to get to. We'll get to those in a moment, but let's just sort of set the table. You've really increased the size of the land package in the Golden Triangle, 100,000 hectares, if not more. And also you're in the midst of a 55,000 meter drilling program. So can you update us and start there?
Yeah, so look, I've been running Dolly for 5.5 years, and as the market moved into a more bullish stance this spring, I thought it was time to get more aggressive. So we uplisted the company's shares on the New York Stock Exchange on April 21st. On the back of that, we saw a 40% appreciation in the share price. We've been monitoring some assets that we wanted to bring into the portfolio. So we executed a total of 3 acquisitions in the month of May. And as you pointed out, we went from 15,000 hectares to 100,000 hectares. But as importantly, we went from 2 past producing silver mines to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And on the back of that, we started a drill program, which we're in the midst of right now. We've got 5 rigs turning 24 hours a day. It's the most aggressive drill program in the company's history. We also closed a $28.75 million financing. So today, even though we've already drilled half the meters, we still have $40 million in the treasury. So we have $40 million in the bank. The company is now listed on the big board in the US. We just put out a drill hole on September the 2nd, where we drilled 1,422 grams of silver over 21 meters, which is the best drill hole the project's ever seen.
Okay, let's get down to some of these specifics here. The Kinskuch project from Hecla, that's one of your shareholders. You bought the past producing Silver Porter project, 4 other properties, including the past producing American Creek project. So to your point, 5 past producing projects now. So would you say that in the Golden Triangle, this really makes you, if not a dominant player, the dominant player?
So look, the Golden Triangle is a big area, right? You've got the 2 operating mines that Newmont is producing, the Red Chris mine in the north and then the Brucejack mine. And then outside of that, you've got the SK Creek project, and then you've got Ascot's Premier. Beyond those major projects that are in production or slated to be producing soon, Dolly Varden has put itself in a pole position of 3 or 4, arguably, in terms of relevant miners in the district. So you've got Newmont, you've got Skeena, and now Dolly's really taken that 3rd pole position.
Now, you're drilling at Kitso Valley, Homestake Ridge as well, and you're planning, or is there a plan for a mineral resource update along with that drilling?
Yeah, look, after we complete this year's drilling, we'll have drilled 196,000 meters since the last MRE. So what we're looking to do in Q1 is update that 43-101 resource. I suspect not only are you going to see ounces convert from inferred to indicated, giving us a greater deal of confidence, but I also think you're going to see a significant increase in the total resource. But the thing that Dolly's done that's been unique, we're not just a driller. The company's executed 5 M&A transactions. So we've grown from a $20 million company to a $500 million company on the back of those 2 paths to growth, acquisitions and drilling. And so now that the market is starting to reward companies like Dolly, our shares are up 70% this year. Mm-hmm. And we're starting to see the silver price trade at 14-year highs, reaching $42 an ounce. It's time for us to be even more bold. So look for us to make further acquisitions, look for us to continue to drill. We've got a lot of results that will be coming out in the next couple of months. So it's an exciting time, and the best part of all of it is we're in this environment now where silver's taking off. We don't need to issue more shares. We're fully funded until 2027, which is a unique place to be for an explorer.
You raised about $75 million this year, correct, or the last while?
Over the last 5 years, we've raised $150 million. Mm-hmm. This year, 28.75.
Okay, all right. So you're looking good there. Now, from a share perspective, you said about 50% is held institutionally. You've got Hecla as a shareholder, Fury Gold, Eric Sprott, and also you're on the NYSE now, as you said. So what kind of feedback anecdotally are you getting face to face with investors down there?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's interesting how not being listed on NASDAQ or NYSE is very restrictive for the average US investor to buy shares. It's becoming more and more difficult. And we're in this environment now where more than half the world's money is passive. And so the fact that we are included in today 3 ETFs, that we've got index inclusion, these are very, very important as the company continues to grow. Our liquidity is improving. Yesterday was a great example of, even though we started in Canada, our US listing is now dominating our liquidity. Yesterday was a day where we traded $4 million US dollars, 1.5 million Canadian dollars in Canada. So that's the dominant listing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So lastly here, Shawn, we know that silver seems comfortable over 40. You mentioned the 14-year high. You've said that the best way to increase value over time for shareholders is to build out the resource, maximize returns, and then a takeover is inevitable. So stock's up about 10x since 2020. Silver's looking good. Market's good. Where are you in the process, do you think?
Yeah. So we're starting to set our eyes. So as the market's changing all the time. Today, there are only 10 primary silver producing companies. And so our original goals 5 years ago were to move from a $20 million market cap to a 200 and be acquired. But now that there's just such a limited number of companies producing, we actually now have switched our focus to considering moving our project forward, whether that's considering a merger with a producer, but ultimately where we'd like to go is what I envision for Dolly Varden in the future is a producing asset or producing assets, a pipeline of development projects, an exploration portfolio, and a portfolio of marketable securities. So not everything that we buy we're going to focus on and we're going to part with our dollars to advance. We will look to unlock value for our shareholders. And I'll give you just a quick example.
Yeah.
The Porter mine that you referenced that we purchased earlier, our acquisition cost for those ounces was 8.5 cents an ounce. We are currently trading close to $3 an ounce. So that's a very accretive deal for our shareholders. We bought the Red Cliff project. We bought 35% of a very high-grade project near the Premier Mill. Our book cost on that acquisition is $9,000. I have a high degree of confidence we're going to be able to unlock more than $9,000 value. So it's about buying things when no one wants them, trying to add value to them, and then moving them forward.
And just lastly, if you were to merge with a bigger company, would you keep majority control, or would you become comfortable as a minority shareholder?
Look, at the end of the day, we have investors like Eric Sprott that has invested $25 million. Eric's here because he thinks silver is undervalued. And, he's not, if he wanted to make 5%, 10% on a less risky investment, he could have easily done that. He's here to try to make 20 times his money. So we're looking for big growth opportunities. We're looking for the disparity between the commodity price and the equities. And we're looking to leverage, it's still a very scarce environment. If we look at the venture exchange, for example, the venture exchange today is trading under 1,000 points. Historically, that was an exchange that averaged about 1,500 to 2,000 points. It got up to 3,500. So we're still in an environment where it's been great for Agnico and Newmont and First Majestic, but for all the juniors, they've really suffered. And management teams have gotten older. Capital has been scarce and punitive. So we want to take advantage of the good fortune we've had geologically, the support from our shareholders, and we want to make this company bigger and stronger. And I think that'll ultimately lead to unlocking a lot of value in the future. We have the potential now to dream of becoming like a Pan American. That today's market cap is $20 billion. And so, we have a great opportunity here because we have a primary silver mine in a safe jurisdiction. We can leverage that in getting bigger. What we want to focus on, though, is high-grade projects in Tier 1 jurisdictions.
It's been great to watch the progress, Shawn. So thanks for the update.
Thank you.
Okay, good stuff. Shawn Khunkhun of Dolly Varden Silver.